Good afternoon. Debbie here, aka Ms. Ladybug of Ladybug Landings, my other page since I've become a nomad and a traveler. But this is the page that I started in 2016 to chronicle my journey of discontinuing benzodiazepines as well as a number of other medications that had been prescribed for many years. Yesterday marked 9 years since I took my last benzodiazepine. It's a bit mind-blowing, to be very frank. I was prescribed benzodiazepines off and on from when I lost a child in 1985 until my last one in October of 2016. Prior to discontinuing them in 2016, I had been taking them routinely as prescribed in very large doses for about 4 years before working on starting to taper off of them. I was taking them as prescribed every day for anxiety and sleep, which made my anxiety and sleep completely and utterly destroyed. I was prescribed numerous medications, and so today, 9 years later, the things that still are challenges to me that began showing up with the use of the prescribed medications, as well as with aging, I don't know what has caused what, to be very frank. I am so much better than I was, though. I am healthier in many ways and happier than I have ever been in my life, truly, despite some challenges. I have learned so much about humanity, about myself, about how to manage myself, how I've matured a lot in the 9 years, and maybe it was all by design. I do not know, but today I am happy where I am. So what are still bothering things? Because that seems to be something everybody always wants to know. I still on occasion will have insomnia, but it does not plague me for days and weeks on end, 2 or 3 days at a time, and I don't get excited or worried about it, which perpetuates not sleeping when you are worried about not sleeping. So I don't worry about those things, but it happens. I have some pretty severe neuropathy, pretty severe. In fact, I was just speaking with a friend this afternoon that I'm going to probably have to see some doctors this winter to just kind of assess what damage is done. I know some of it is structural. I have seen my MRIs from 15 years ago. I have severe nerve impingement structurally. So I can't blame it all on medications. But I will say things like chronic tendinitis that I was diagnosed with for years and severe carpal tunnel syndrome in both arms. Those things came about more with medications. Actually, when I first really started noting some tendon issues was after I was floxed. I was prescribed benzodiazepines and the antibiotic Cipro from having diverticulitis, which 2 years ago I had 12 inches of colon removed for chronic ongoing diverticulitis. So it was a real issue. They were following protocol for treating it, but it was a bad treatment, and I had residual effects from that. I have developed cataracts, so I don't know. I had visual disturbances for a number of years, and I don't know if it's now any residual from medication harm or if it's all from aging. That's one of the things that I have found acceptance with is I am an aging person, and we all age. Even if you're 30, you're aging. And that does influence, as well as many other variables. We all come from different backgrounds and different paths. And that is why one of the things that I've always been a proponent of is don't compare yourself and your journey to other people's. Yes, it's great to have the groups and to have videos like I have made where you can kind of go, oh, other people are going through this, and oh, those are symptoms other people have, and oh, yes, for some people it does take years and years. But to actually measure, oh, she's at 9 years and she's way better than this person at 10, 12, 15 years. You can't compare my journey with another person's journey that's gone through this. I've had so many different medications. Someone else might have just had a few medications. They might have had some other health issues that I didn't have. So I urge people that are maybe viewing this for the first time and will go back and look at my journey and where I was and where I am now, that you will realize that we can't compare ourselves to one another. We just are looking at finding validation that we haven't lost our minds completely. Yes, I did have mental health issues through this. That is what happens. Our brains are injured. Brains mean mental health issues. If your brain is hurt, it changes behaviors. It is what it is. And so I behaved in ways that are not at all in accordance with who I am innately and my values and my ethics. I did things because I was unable to physically control everything because my brain was not working right. Okay? So that is one thing that I would like and have hoped to educate people on. And I am so grateful that whatever inspired me to chronicle this journey, you can go back and look and see how I have evolved. And I have evolved in really wonderful ways, in my opinion. I am super happy with my life. I am comfortable. I no longer have anxiety. I really don't. You would think, yes, I get excited or I'm concerned, and that creates that little butterfly in your belly, because I live a life of taking chances all the time. I live nomadically on the road, and I'm having to navigate all kinds of new ideas and concepts, and learning solar and thinking about the weight and watching the weather and looking at elevation, and I'm having to learn and do a lot of new things, which is so wonderful because that tells me my brain is getting so much better. I could not have done these things even 3, 4, 5 years ago that I have been doing the last year and a half, 2 years. I have my own ways that I have managed myself, especially probably over the last 7 years, between the therapy I had and the lifestyle choices I made, the use of cannabis, which is still a medicine that I use daily and makes a big difference in a lot of things, mostly pain. Uncontrolled pain affects your mental health. It does. So controlling pain or managing pain means my mental health is better. I think more clearly. I'm able to make better decisions because when you hurt, you're stressed and you don't think clearly. But I probably have some ideas and ways that I have managed this part of my life that are different than the way other people are doing it. A lot of mine has to do with just how I think and how I speak and my energy and my vibration and my thoughts. I'm very mindful, and I appreciate knowing that I can take a pause, that if something's going on, that I don't have to be reactive. And so I feel personally my healing has been accelerated and improved by some of the things that I have done over the years, and the adaptations I've made to my way of thinking and living. And I plan on sharing more of that soon. I'm hoping to really get back to writing and using that as a opportunity to share more of my concepts and ideas and things that have worked very well for me, and that I think can work well for other people as well. So, if anyone would have told me in 2010 when I was working as a nurse, and then again in 2014 when I'd been off work for 3 years and was severely disabled and very sad and depressed, and just began the journey of titrating off numerous medications, to 2016 when I took my last benzodiazepine, to January 1st, 2018 when I took my last Seroquel, the last medication I got off of, to today, where I've navigated a multitude of things in the years since I got off meds completely. I mean, I lost my son. I've had other family breakups or challenges. I became a nomad. I've moved a number of times. I've had relationships that have come and gone. No, I haven't had any relationships. No relationships since all this has happened. No romantic involvements from 2016 to now. No romantic involvements. No energy for that. But I have navigated a lot of things, and I'm out in the desert helping 100 people get things done, helping with an organization that's not an organization, and I'm not going to explain all the details of that, called Van Aid Center Camp. That was a mind-opening experience for me, because I was able to handle thinking about a lot of things that were new concepts to me, that involved a lot of people dealing with a lot of personalities and a lot of energy, and I was able to just do it and be calm and be a good presence for other people. And yeah, this is where I am. This is what, coming off all the meds, going through all the crazies, losing everything I owned, becoming unhoused, becoming a couch hopper, doing whatever I could to survive. And now I have my little bug hut and my tiny home on wheels, and I have a wonderful community that I can't wait to connect with this winter, and I have loving friends here in Oregon, and I have family on the East Coast, and I have family in Minnesota, and I have family in Colorado. It's good to be me today, and I'm proud of it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. For those of you who've watched all 9 years, I thank you. I thank you. And if any of my sharing along this timeline has given you hope or given you inspiration or given you an idea to try something new. I'm so glad I shared, and I'm so glad I stuck around to do this rather than doing the option that my mind took me to for so many years. I am so glad to be alive, and I am looking forward to opportunities of sharing more, of providing help and guidance for others. I love teaching, and I love helping, and I think I have the ability to do so. So I will be sharing more as I continue, but thank you for watching to now, and I wish you all well, and I'll be posting later. Peace, y'all. Love ya.